Hello and welcome to Knitting with Trillemor. My name is Charlotte and I'm very happy you stopped by. On this channel I'm talking about knitting and yarn and well, I knit a lot and I'm very glad that you decided to stop by. Maybe you've been here before, maybe it's your first time, but I wish you a very welcome. Please enjoy, maybe pour something in a cup to drink and sit with your knitting or maybe your crochet or whatever you do and just enjoy. Today I will tell you about the one I'm wearing, and I will tell you what's on my needles and what I finished since I sent the last time, and what I'm going to put on my needles next. And also today I will talk a little bit about the Westknits Mystery Knit Along. But first of all, I will tell you about I used to call it Valentina models. Valentina model, yeah. It is Valentinasknits who's the designer, and it is Tenshi. Tenshi means angel in Japanese, and well, I can get a little closer and then maybe you can see it looks like small angels on the yoke. This model is made in yarn from Woolissime. Woolissime is a French yarn dyer, and she makes lovely yarns, hand-dyed lovely yarns in amazing colors. This one is I guess it's Isaure, the base Isaure, which is 75% merino and 25% nylon. So actually it's a sock yarn, and it's very soft and it's nice to wear. The color I made mine in is powder, and I made size 4. It comes in 13 sizes, so you need to measure your bust and then you can choose which size to make. I've made a lot of Valentina's models. I'm a huge fan, and I teach also knitting in the evening. I don't know what it's called, but it's in your spare time you can attend knitting classes, and I teach different kind of things. A couple of years ago I had a class with the Japanese patterns where we all knit the Tenshi sweater, and of course I had to make another one, so actually I have 2 of them. I have this one as well, and it is made also in a yarn from Woolissime, but it's the quality called Grace. Grace is a yarn made of mohair and merino. It's very soft and delicate, and well, a bit different though than the one in the sock yarn, but nevertheless I like this one as well. So that was Tenshi. Then I guess I will continue with my finished objects, and I have the one hanging behind me. I will not put it up close because the pattern is not yet released. It's Ali blouse from Valentinasknits. Once again, I did a test for her. I am telling a little bit more about the yarn in my previous podcast, and you are well welcome to look into that if you want to know more. Also, you can find it on Ravelry, and on Ravelry you can also find notes about the yarn. Valentina is planning on releasing the pattern in the middle of October, so stay tuned, and then maybe you will know when it's out. Also, I have been doing a pair of socks. In Denmark we are knitting, there is a make-along where we all knit the same sock pattern, and it's a kind of, what's it called, fundraising or something like that, to break cancer. Does that make sense? It's the woman who started this one has had breast cancer, and all the money that comes in from the sale of the pattern and the yarn, you can buy it as a kit, and the money will go to cancer. Yeah, I'm babbling, but it's such a fine little pattern. I'll show you how it looks on the upside, like this. Yeah. So I finished the socks as well. On my needles I have a shawl. I am knitting my Oasis shawl. That is also from Valentinasknits, and it's made in Mohair silk and Mink yarn. Both are from A Knitter's World in Denmark, a hand dyer, and I'm making it for her so she can have it with her when she's going to sell her yarn. It's easier to sell the yarn when you know how it feels when it's knitted. So this is what it looks like. I think it will be very beautiful once it's finished. I guess I need 2/3 or something like that from the last border, and then I will be finished. I hope to finish during this weekend. Yeah, very, very lovely yarn and color. I love the color. Yeah, on my needles also, work in progress, is this one. Oops, I dropped the yarn. This one is called Mimosa, and it's made from a Danish designer called Vibeke Leighton. You can find her on Ravelry, and all her patterns are made in English as well. This one is color work, and it's very thin yarn. The yarn is from Mohair by Canard. Maybe some of you know that company. It's a Danish company. They have they used to have their own mohair goats, but now they are getting the yarn from South Africa, I think. It's very soft, and it's pure mohair. One strand of yarn, very thin, lacy. I think it is 300 meters in 50 gram. Yeah, I think it is. So I think it's a little hard on my fingers to knit on the steel needles. I regret I didn't put them on wood, but I'm afraid that if I change the needles you can see it in the gauge. So I guess I will just have to continue. It's growing very slowly because right now I have 500 stitches in one round, so I think it's taking about 20 minutes just to knit one round. And it's a pretty long time, so it's growing very slow. I decided I have to knit at least 1, 2, or maybe 3 rounds every day, but my fingers hurt a little when I knit, so I can't knit for as long as I would like to. So it's growing very slowly. I put a little progress keeper so I can see from time to time how far I've come. And since I made my last podcast, well, at least I've knitted, I guess, 7 centimeters or something like that. So it will be nice when it's finished. I will put in a little picture so you can see the finished version, how it would look when it's done. So that was my works in progress. Then I will tell you a little bit about what I'm going to knit in the very near future, because Valentinasknits just made a new test call, and of course I participate. This summer she showed the model on her Instagram, and I wrote to her just to know which yarn she used and how much, and if she thinks that it would maybe be possible to get a little discount if I bought the yarn. Well, we didn't get any further, and suddenly Valentina sent me the yarn as a gift. I was very pleased. I think it was so nice of her. So Valentina, if you're looking, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And Valentina decided which color she thought would be nice for me, and the color I'm doing is this one, a bluish purple, something like that. It's called Ménerbes. I think I pronounce it correct, but I am not sure. But it's very difficult. It's knitted with 2 strands of mohair silk, 72% mohair and 28% silk. Isn't it just gorgeous? I can't wait to start, and I guess I will be starting today or at least tomorrow. That's my plan. So it will be just so lovely. Does it look good? I hope so. Yeah, I will put in a picture so you can see which model I'm doing. It's called Darya, and in the package when the yarn came was also this fine little bag, a little perch with small cedar wood hearts. They smell so good. You can really smell the cedar. It's good to put between the yarns so you won't get mucks or anything. Yeah, so sweet. I can't wait to start it. I think it will be so wonderful. And it's, oh, I love mohair. Someone don't like it, someone don't think it's scratchy or itchy, or what do you call it, irritates the skin, but I don't have any problems with it. I'm not that fragile, or what do you call it, sensitive. I'm not sensitive against wool. I can use even harsh ones without any problems, and that's nice. But of course I think the soft ones is more nice to wear, at least. Yes, sorry. Sorry for that. Yes. So the yarn was from Woolissime, called Stella, and it was a gift from Valentinasknits. So according to Danish law, actually I should say this is a commercial. Yeah, that's how it is. Then I think I will tell you a little about some other plans I have, because every year this time of year we have the mystery knit along from Stephen West. Maybe you already know who Stephen West is, or maybe you even participated in the mystery knit along. And I've been doing actually quite a few. Every year I used to say, no, I'm not participating this year, I have so many shawls. But when he starts teasing and putting up videos and pictures and invite you to participate, I always jump right into it and buy the pattern. And then before you know it, I'm participating anyway. I guess it will be the same this year. I did buy the pattern. So yeah, we'll see. Right now I don't know if I have quite the time, but I'm never just knitting one project at a time. I like to switch a little bit. So I guess I will be starting when I see the pattern, and then we'll see where it goes. Sometimes it takes a while to finish. I don't usually finish on time. It is like this with the mystery knit along, that you know you are knitting a shawl, but you don't know how it eventually will be when it's done. You get one little clue once a week, a little part of the pattern, and then when you have, I guess it used to be 4 clues you get, so after 4 weeks you have the whole pattern. And it's so funny. I really love it. It is so funny to participate, and it's so funny to see how different people's shawls are getting after which yarns and colors you choose. Oh, I like that very much. The first one I made of these patterns, the first time ever I participated, was in 2016. So I guess that's a while ago. In 2016 it was building blocks. Sorry. I made building blocks, and this one is my version. It's not easy to have it all on the screen, but I guess you can see a little bit of it. So the first one I used hedgehog fibers. I just got familiar with them at that time, and it was the first time I've ever knitted in hand-dyed yarn, and I was just, wow, this is soft, this is fantastic. The colors were so beautiful, and I just loved the softness and the colors, everything about it. I had to use the hedgehog fibers, and I'm very pleased I did. So this was my very first Westknits shawl. Then a friend of mine told me that in 2014 Stephen West made the one called Exploration Station, and I think it's one of the most beautiful shawls he made. Well, actually that's a little bit difficult, because I like a lot of them. I think they are so beautiful, and I love the different techniques, and I like the way he plays with colors, and that makes me want to play a little bit with colors as well. And this one was my Exploration Station. This one was made after I made the building blocks, and I love all the different techniques there is in this one. And actually I had another class teaching Danish women to knit after English patterns, and I think it would be good for them to learn some different techniques in English. I thought it would be fine if they could learn some different techniques, so that's why we chose the Exploration Station for that purpose. And that's also why I made one more Exploration Station. And this one I made in only 2 colors. Except for the border or the edging, the I-cord edge. I didn't have enough. I just needed yarn for this little I-cord. And that's why I chose a Mohair, this yellow one, because it fits with the small yellow speckles we have in this hand-dyed yarn. The two-colored exploration station is 2 years old. I made that when I had that class in English patterns. But I made Mild Magic Mystery Knit Along in 2017. I have that shawl at my work, so I can't show you, but I will put in a picture so you can see it. It's made of leftovers, a lot of different yarns, a lot of different qualities, a lot of different colors, and it was so fun to knit. There were so many techniques in that one as well. And it had this long braid from all the threads. All the threads you cut off when you cut off the yarn. Then you had to cut it in a certain length, and then you had to do this braid. I think it was such a fun idea. I never did anything like that before or after. After Mild Magic, then in October, also 2017, we made Speckle and Pop. And my version is this one. Oh, I just have to let you see the right side, like this. Also a favorite of mine with all the colors and all the pups, and you had to choose 3 different, like a fade thing, to do this long piece first. That was clue 1, or at least some of it was clue 1, and then we did this knitting. It's a textured knit and something with a little holes. It was very fun. 2-color brioche, a lot of different techniques. After that, it was texture time. And my texture time, it's a very big shawl. What it is this one? I hope you can see at least some of it, because it's so big. I can't show you all of it. But again, a lot of different techniques. I love that. I learned how to make these, I think it's Latvian braids, I think they're called. And yes, so many different techniques. Big holes. We have in this one a little lacy look. It's so fine. Then in 2019, it was the 10th anniversary, and I was so excited to see what would that one look like. And the one we made back then was the Starflake. This is my Starflake. 2 colors only. This is made in a soft merino with a little cashmere in it. It's very soft, very nice. It's from Lanagato. Maybe you know that garn. It's called VIP. I don't know. Then I made Slipstra Vaganza. It's a big one also, and with a lot of different techniques. I love this one. It's so beautiful. That one was in 2020. I have the one from 2021, the Shalography. Is this one, also with a lot of different techniques. I think those little I-cords looks a little bit like shrimps. And I think I had it very difficult with these cross stitches. You had to make some crisscross. The stitches are going to go into each other, and they were so tight on the needles. It was horrible, but it was so beautiful when it was done. I love this one. And then I decided in this one that I would play a little bit with bats. I'm a shimmery girl. I love playing with bits and glitter and bling and things like that. So I put in some very small little bats here It's a little difficult to see them because they're almost the same color, but you can see them in the middle here. This was fun. All the way I knitted small bits in. I hope you can see them. Yes. And then last year, 2022, it was Twist and Turns. And I made Twist and Turns, but I gifted it away to a friend. So I will put in a picture so you can see how mine was. And now we are going to do another one. Geo Gradient. And for that, I bought some yarn this summer. This spring, actually, it was from a Swedish hand dyer who decided to close her web shop, so she is not dyeing anymore. And when she had a sale when she was closing down, and I was lucky to get some of her yarn before it was all gone. So I have these 4 beautiful colors that I have chosen for my Geo Gradient. From Fru Valborg. Maybe you know her. She made such beautiful colors. I don't know. I hope you can see them. I think they are so lovely. And it's 2 different types. The lighter ones, all the 3 of them, is merino, silk and cashmere. It has a little high twist. It's, maybe you can see it on this one or this one. It's just such a little bit high twist. And then the last one is merino, silk and yak, and that is it's a little more long haired. It has a little fluff, but I don't think it matters anything. This one is a single ply. Yeah, but it's for shawl, so I guess that would be okay. At least I think the colors are very good together, so I can't wait to see how it will be when it's done. Yes. So I'm excited to see how many beautiful Geo Gradients shawl there will be this year. I guess it will be a lot. Okay, so the last thing I will tell you about today is that I have been learning how to hand dye myself. I went to visit a woman I got to know during this internet, during Instagram, or on Instagram, what's it called? How do you say it? I don't know. But I learned her to know on Instagram, on the internet. And we have been writing a little together. I have bought a project bag from her. She's very, very good at sewing. And she is also knitting a lot, and she is hand dyeing. And she asked me if I wanted to come to her place and learn how to hand dye, or at least how she is doing it. And I had some undyed yarn in my stash, so I thought, yeah, why not? That would be so nice. I think it would be fun. So I went to her, and we spent a whole day together, and dyeing and talking and knitting, and it was so cozy. I really enjoyed that day. And this skein is my very first hand-dyed skein. It has a little bit green tones, a little bit bluish, turquoise, turquoise. I don't know how you say it, and a little bit of speckles with the blue, a little blue speckles. So that was fun. And I made one with the pink and rose and a little bit salmon colored and a little bit of speckles. Those 2 skeins are 100% merino. So maybe they will come in a shawl someday, or yeah, what do I know? Something. The last skein I dyed was a high twist merino with a little nylon in it. It's a sock yarn. And I got a little bit more, what do you say? I played a little bit more with the colors. So I took this purple and some pink rose colors, dusty rose, antique rose, something like that. And then I speckled it a little bit with the purple. I think that's pretty cool. It was so fun, and I've decided that I would try to hand dye a little bit more because I really think it's so funny, that process. And when I'm knitting as much as I am, then it would be fun that it has my own little touch with my own hand dyed yarn. So yeah, it's nice to have a little hobby, as if knitting was not enough. Knitting is one hobby, collecting yarn is one hobby, dyeing yarn is another hobby. Yeah, I guess that's how it is when you are a little addicted to this world. You get so inspired by seeing what other people do, and it's so nice. I've been looking into some podcasters doing a little bit of color work, a little dyeing, head dyeing, color dyeing, and one of them is called Giddy Yarns from England. Oh, she's doing the most wonderful colors. She has this series, or what do you call it? It's or what do you call it? Anyway, she gets inspired from different fairy tales, and she made some skeins from the world of Beatrice Potter, and I just love the world of Beatrice Potter, Peter Rabbit, and all those fine, sweet little creatures, so old and from my own childhood. And I read the book for my own children when they were small, and oh, now she has made these fantastic skeins. I think I will show you. I bought minis from her. I bought this one. I couldn't help it. I just couldn't resist. It is so beautiful. I don't know if you can see them. They are so fine, such small, like pastel. You have a baby blue, you have a pink, you have a little thing with green and a lot of speckles, and all those minis, I just love them. Maybe you can see the colors a little more here, I don't know. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. And Giddy Yarns, well, you can see that's how her label look. If you're interested, she has this podcast, and sometimes she's showing how to dye and talking about her knitting, and it's so inspiring. I really love it. So yeah, I think maybe that was it for today. I have one last thing I want to show you, or two. I bought a couple of books. I really love knitting books, and this one is just so fantastic. It's a Finnish designer, Meiju. She lives in Helsinki in Finland with her husband and 3 sons, and she has been designing since she was a teenager. She makes very beautiful textured knitting. It's a fantastic book. I found one in it I would like to knit at some point. I really love it, and I think that green color is just fantastic. It's the book is made with Laine magazine. It's Laine Publishing, and they make the most beautiful books. So this is a good one. And then a friend of mine gave me one with Norwegian knitting patterns. This one is in Danish, but it's a nice book as well. I have so many knitting books and I just love them. I just love looking into them and dreaming about what to knit, even though I know I'm not going to knit a part of it, just a little bit, but I really like them. And the last one I bought was this one, Shaping Knitting. And well, maybe one day it would be fun to make my own pattern. I have been thinking a little bit about it. Not something that I will publish or anything, but just something I will make just for me, playing a little with, and well, who knows. But I think this book could come in handy to learn a little bit about the different stitches and something like that. So that's what I wanted to show you as well. Yes. Actually, I think that was it for me today. So you have seen what I'm wearing, what I have been finishing, what I'm going to start. And I guess I will be sending again in about a month or something like that. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you would like to come back and see what I'm doing again someday. And until then, well, I wish you all the best.